Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. Now last week wasn't the best of weeks, but March does seem to be ramping up, starting with this week here, and as always we'll look at a couple of the games that released without any prior warning or just missed last week's video before looking at the games coming out in this upcoming week. In terms of the dates, we'll be going from the 6th of March up until the 12th. Okay, with all that said, let's get started. Just a couple of games that are already out then, and we'll start with Sea of Solitude. This is an adventure game that released elsewhere in 2019. You take on the role of Kay, a girl whose feelings of hopelessness, loneliness and anger have created monsters around her and within herself. You must explore the ever-changing world by swimming, running and navigating the environment, overcoming monsters and obstacles along the way. The city within the game is based on Berlin, and I did read an interview with creative director Cornelia Geppert where she revealed that the original concept for the character of Kay and the shadow monsters came to her as a result of a troubled relationship that she was in and the feelings she had at that time. This is a director's cut with a rewritten script, a new cast of voice actors and cutscenes and animations also added. Then there is Dry Drowning, which is a mystery visual novel with a cyberpunk theme. It's set in the totalitarian city of Nova Palemos in Europa 2030, and you must take on the role of Mordred Foley as he attempts to solve the case of a series of macabre killings that appear to be inspired by Greek mythology. It came out on Steam in 2019 and does have fairly mixed reviews over there, but it does currently have 35% off on the eShop for the next couple of days at least, as per the release date of this video, if you are interested. So to the first of this week's games then, selling for £17.99, is Noble Armada Lost Worlds. This is a strategy game which is actually based on a miniatures game, and you must choose which of the 5 royal houses to play as before battling your way through space, taking on enemies from pirates, barbarians and heretics, lining up shots before boarding the enemy ship to end the battle. You will be making allies and building up a fleet, gaining experience to improve your crew. Now I'm going to say outright, I really don't like the art style for this game, but gameplay wise it does sound similar to a game I used to love, a bit of a hidden gem actually on the DS called Infinite Space. What I wouldn't give to see that game get a re-release. Whether this is anything like that remains to be seen, but it's out next week on the 8th. On the 9th we have Apex Legends. This is the latest free-to-play Battle Royale game to hit the Switch, having been available to play on PC, PS4 and Xbox One since 2019. Online teams land on an island, search for weapons and supplies and attempt to defeat the other players, with the land shrinking over time to force players to keep moving. You can choose from a variety of characters, each with their own unique abilities and skills. Whilst I don't think it's mentioned explicitly on the eShop blurb, I did read on EA's website that cross-play with other platforms will be included, as well as the latest seasonal content and full feature parity with other versions of the game. Maybe EA could use that same thought process for Switch versions of FIFA. Yeah, maybe not.
Tell Death I said hello. So that clears things up. This is mine.
Yours? If it wasn't for me, you'd still be laying down.
Next up is Battle Brothers, which, as the incredibly informative and helpful title would imply, is a tactical turn-based RPG. Set in a medieval fantasy world, it says you decide where to go, whom to hire, what contracts to take in, and how to train and fight. Permadeath is a feature, a bit like that in Fire Emblem I would imagine, and each character has the potential to level up and acquire powerful new moves. It's selling for £22.99, but it does have 15% off of that price up until the 18th of March.
We've done it before, and we'll do it again. We'll make the company known throughout the land.
Then you have NoReload Heroes Enhanced Edition. Now NoReload Heroes is already on the Switch and sells for £8.99, and like this Enhanced Edition is a couch co-op twin stick shooter for 1 to 4 players. This Enhanced Edition though is selling for £19.99, and from the information I could find online, new features include double the amount of weapons and a new game mode. There may well be more than this, but the eShop description does a very poor job of making it very clear. It's a game where a team levels up together and each player must vote on the upgrades the team then shares. You cannot save your progress, die, and it's back to the bottom of the tower, which I'm pretty sure will put a fair few people off, but if you are interested, it's out on the 11th. Next up we have WRC9, which joins number 8 in coming to the Switch. It includes 3 new rallies, being Kenya, New Zealand and Japan, and over 15 classic cars, as well as 100 special stages. There is a club system where players can create their own championships and take them online, plus redesigned environments and improved physics. We reviewed WRC8 and found it to be a very good game if you could get past the graphical hit the Switch version took, so it will be interesting to see if they can push this version even further on Nintendo's hybrid system. Also out on the 11th is Cyanide and Happiness Freakpocolypse. This is based on a webcomic I've just read, which has been around since 2005 and has branched out into an animated series and tabletop games. Now I must admit this series has completely passed me by over the years, but the game Freakpocolypse uses the signature stick art style and looks as if it came about via a successful Kickstarter campaign. You play as Coop McCarthy who, well, nobody seems to like by the sounds of it, and you must survive school and find yourself a prom date. It's selling for £15.99 or your regional equivalent. A cheap and cheerful one releasing on the 12th, this is Sokodice. This is a puzzle game where you must lead a die through a series of ever more challenging levels with over 100 in total, ensuring that you match the number on the side of the die with the designated number on each floor tile. It says that there are a host of unique dice to choose from, each with their own abilities, and for that price it falls nicely into that pick up and play category. I always like to have a few of these to choose from, especially on a handheld system, so hopefully this will be a nice one to add to that collection.
You should have thought a few moves ahead. And I'm stuck. You could always undo your move.
And finally for the week, one I'm sure a lot of people will be looking forward to, we have Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. This 3D platformer picks up after the events of Crash 3 Warped, which came out for the PlayStation way back in 1998, although it was of course re-released much more recently than that as part of the Insane trilogy, which is also on the Switch. Crash and his sister Coco must recover the quantum masks in a bid to prevent Dr. Neo Cortex and Dr. Nefarious Tropy from enslaving the multiverse. It received very good scores when it released on the PS4 and Xbox One in October last year and was seen as a return to form for the franchise. Now I have read that the Switch will be getting a physical version, but I cannot find a listing for it anywhere in the UK on any of the online stores, so I don't know if it's just certain regions that are getting it. I'm pretty sure North America are. We'll have to wait and see. That UK price, by the way, is pretty damn steep compared to other regions. What's that about? Anyway, if you want it, it's out on the 12th. So there you have it, another week of Nintendo Switch releases. After a poor week last week, I'm pretty sure there's games here that people will be interested in. And as I said at the start, March does seem to be a very good month for Switch releases, with things getting even better in the next couple of weeks. What do you make of this week? Let us know in the comment section below. Are there any games here you'll be picking up? A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, happy gaming.